Hello everyone! So I've got some very exciting news to share. I'm about to drive to a gallery which will be exhibiting my paintings at the beginning of next year. And for some context, at the beginning of this year I applied to several galleries for exhibiting my paintings, and this gallery gave me a positive response. I've also made a whole entire transparent video about that application process, so if you're interested in this, I'm going to link this. Right now it's December, and after they gave me their positive response I had to wait for a couple of months because of COVID. They had to catch up with a lot of exhibitions that had to be postponed. By the time of my exhibition is approaching, so I have to start to prepare everything, and today I'm about to meet the person that is organizing everything, and also for me to see the gallery for the first time in real life so that I can figure out how I want to hang my paintings and how I'm able to hang my paintings there in a technical way. So very exciting. And I don't know why every exhibition I've done so far has been in a very busy time for me, typically in the exam phases of my studies. I really don't want to complain, but I just thought, what a coincidence that I'm always preparing those exhibitions under high pressure. And right now I'm working on my bachelor project, which has to be finished 3 days before my exhibition. So that means I have to prepare the exhibition within my bachelor's phase. I'm also working in a side job, and because I can't get enough somehow, I'm also working on my online shop, with which I want to go live parallel to the exhibition. And as I said, I don't want to complain. I'm really aware that that's on me, that I always have to do everything at once. But even if it seems utopian to me in the middle, I'm still trying, because I thought, how cool would it be if my exhibition and my online shop could start at the same time, so that I can have business cards laid out in the exhibition with my shop address and stuff. I mean, yeah, so I'm trying. I don't know if it's going to work. I have to see how I will be able to manage and balance all of it. So yeah, but for today I'm seeing the gallery for the first time. Hey, so just a very quick update. Visiting the gallery today was very quick, easy and uncomplicated. He showed me around and I've got an idea of how it's going to work and how the vernissage is going to be, and he also told me what he still needs from me. For example, some kind of a painting overview or catalog or something like that, and some information about myself. And now I'm spending my evening after work doing that, because I thought, come on, just get it done, then it's out of the way. The only thing I can't finish now is the painting catalog, because the day we are going to hang my paintings is the day I will know for sure how many paintings and which paintings are going to hang. We will have to see how many will be able to fit there. But besides that, I wanted to finish everything right now, so it's out of my head. So this is the information about myself. Every artist who is exhibiting there has something like this hanging there, and he asked me to choose font size that is minimum at 16, so that it is more inclusive. And this whole text here is the about text I also have on my shop website, so this came in very handy that I already have this. Also the same information he wanted to have for some kind of a folder that will be displayed there. Also really huge type. It's kind of strange, but I see that it's important that most people are going to be able to read it. And the next thing is going to be the painting list. I'm not super content with how it's looking right now, but as I said, I don't have to finish it right now. I think I just want to throw in all of my information and all of the images. In the end, I can still move everything around. Once everything is in this file, I think most of the work is done, so yeah. Also, this little title text I told you about this morning, I think, there's no need for me to do them anymore because of this catalog overview thing I've been asked to do. And also the person I've met today from the gallery is also going to print everything out for me, so this is going to save me a lot of time. Okay, last update for today. Another thing came to my mind, which I didn't tell you about because this was before I started this video. I think last week the person I met today asked me to send him a title picture, one of my paintings, for a flyer that will be sent out to everything who subscribed to their gallery program, and also a title for the exhibition and a little text about the exhibition. So the title was not very easy for me to choose because, I don't know, I just didn't think about it. But then suddenly the title Mixed Feelings came into my head because in the text I submitted about the exhibition is also the text that I have in my portfolio about my paintings and what I want to express with my paintings, something like that. And because the main thing for me is to show strong emotions and invoke feelings in the viewers, and also because there is a lot of room for interpretation when it comes to the facial expressions of my protagonists, Mixed Feelings came into my head. So the exhibition is officially called Mixed Feelings. So just very, very quickly popping in because I wanted to show you the business card, which I already told you about, I think, and which I want to lay out in the exhibition so that people are able to find me on social media and are also able to look up my shop and my portfolio, which would be very nice. Paintings are all packed up. Of course, I forgot when I was home at my parents' around Christmas to bring the old bed sheets I was planning to bring to pack up my huge canvases, but I was able to scratch up all my bubble wrap I saved for my online shop to reuse this, but that's also fine. And in here are all the other paintings wrapped in old towels. Yes, and tomorrow a friend of mine will help me to bring them to the gallery by public transport, so let's see how that goes. And not that I want to complain, I'm really happy to be able to exhibit my paintings, but this looks so sad and I'm not used to this. And the huge canvases are also missing a lot, but it's fine. So we have one day before the vernissage and maybe you can see it, but I'm super tired. Yesterday I returned quite late from my time back in Aachen and at my parents' to do all of my appointments around my bachelor final presentation, the graduation celebration, the semester exhibition. It was great. My bachelor presentation went very well. I saw a lot of friends and people I didn't see in a long time, but it's also pretty exhausting. But because I've been out and about for a couple of days and talking way more than I'm used to, and also meeting friends up afterwards in the evenings and such, so this was quite exhausting also, but I'm super grateful and happy that I've been able to do this. And then I had to leave quite quickly to be able to hang the paintings in time in the gallery for the vernissage, which will be tomorrow. So I will leave in about an hour and I really don't know how long this is going to take. I'm not sure because we also still have to find a composition we want to hang the paintings or how I want to hang the paintings. We'll see. And afterwards I will have to prepare some kind of a little speech. I was asked to talk a bit about my paintings, what my process is and stuff for about 5 minutes. Nothing crazy, but I have been dreading this since I knew this is going to come up. I know it's only 5 minutes, and I know that a lot of people are a little bit surprised when I say this, because maybe you don't notice it when you hear me speaking in public. I don't know, but stuff like this always makes me fucking nervous. And I'm not that kind of person that can do this spontaneously or improvising. I can't. I really can't. Maybe I could, but I would never go in such a situation without completely preparing myself, because I have to know that I am prepared. Would be kind of interesting to know if I would be able to do this spontaneously, but yeah, I think I would never let myself do this. Yeah, and I know it sounds so ridiculous because it's only 5 minutes. I don't think that so many people are going to come, and the people I know of that they are going to come are friends of mine, but sometimes I feel it's even worse to do this in front of people I know than in front of strangers I probably won't see ever again. Yeah, so I'm really dreading this, and yeah, I still have to prepare for this until tomorrow. So what I forgot to say about this, I am not forced to do this. They asked me if I want to do this or not, and they also gave me time to decide if I want to do this. But the dilemma for me is that saying no just because I'm too afraid annoys me even more than doing this, even if I'm so afraid of it. So I'm kind of forced by myself to do this. Yeah, I think in the end it always works out somehow, but the time before that is always super concerning and panicky for me. Yeah, maybe one day I will be more comfortable doing this. At least I hope so. And I'm also not sure what I am going to talk about, because I want my paintings to be as open as possible so that there is a lot of room for people's own interpretations, because I really like to show protagonists with strong expressions, but in a way that you can't be sure what's really going on in their heads. So this is where people can see what they want to see, and I want that. So I don't want to say too much about my paintings to not take this away. And for a lot of paintings, I can't even really say why exactly I painted them. I paint what feels right and what I'm drawn to in that moment. And yeah, sure, there are reasons why I'm drawn to them, but that's not always a thing you want to talk about publicly. And I think this is also taking away from the room for interpretation thing. So I'll have to see what I want to say, what I can say, but yeah, 5 minutes aren't that long. Hanging the paintings went quite well. It needed me about 3 hours, but I also had to improvise a lot when it came to how I hang the paintings, because it depends a lot on which frames you have, how it's going to work. But I'm happy that I figured out some improvised solutions, so let's just hope nothing will come off the wall in the time the paintings are hanging there. The vernissage went very, very well. It was such a beautiful evening, not too long, not too short, and even if I knew it will be quite a small group of people, even more people than I expected came, and it was so nice, and I'm so thankful for the people who came by to support me. And yes, also I survived my little speech. A lot of people told me afterwards that I seemed very confident while holding the speech. I really can't say anything about it because, as I said quite a while before, even if you seem to be confident, you not always feel that way, and so you can't really judge how people perceived it. But of course, I'm very happy that it went well. This is a thing that I can judge at least, and that people didn't notice how nervous I was. I tried to tell myself that I'm just talking to friends, so it went fine. And in the speech itself, I also told the audience what I told you earlier, that I don't want to take too much away from my paintings, and I explained why. But I also gave 2 anecdotes of how I created 2 specific paintings, because they have a more interesting story behind them, and it perfectly filled about 5 minutes, so I could tell them what I want to emphasize with my paintings and what I want to achieve with them, or better said, what I want to invoke in the viewers. So I hope it made sense to them why I don't want to talk too much about every painting in detail, so that it can stay more open to them. Yeah, but to me it made perfect sense to do it that way, and I hope it did for the listeners too. It's also quite wild to think that the paintings are going to stay there until the end of March, which is a very long time, and it was expected that there aren't going to be so many people at the vernissage. Most of the people are going to see the paintings when they come to that gallery for other events. In the future there will also be events with over 100 people, and when they want to reach the event hall of the gallery, they have to pass through the room in which my paintings are hanging. Yes, as I said, I'm very thankful and happy that I did it, that I overcame my fear again, and as I said, it would have bothered me even more if I had let my fear win over me. So yeah, let's be grateful for that. And now that the launch of my shop, my bachelor and my vernissage are over now, I can finally take a little rest and let all of that sink in, because it's been so much in the course of about 2 weeks and I didn't really have time to process all of it. It has just been action, 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 and now I have to let it sink all in. Yeah, so with that, I'm signing off for today. I hope you've enjoyed joining me on this little trip, on this little ride. And of course, I hope to see you in my next one. Consider subscribing to the channel, and I wish you a nice rest of your day. Goodbye.